Should someone have to have a government-issued license to drive a car?
Hell no.
What's next? Requiring a license to make toast in your own damn toaster?
The license to drive? You know, I'd like to see some competency exhibited by people before they drive.
Daryl Perry's voice sounded familiar to me. And I remembered that he actually has debated others. He has debated a progressive, Sam Seder. And it's one of the most legendary Sam Seder debates of all time. And we've got 2 clips to show you. Let's go to the first one. And remember, Daryl Perry called into the show because he wanted to debate Sam Seder. He thought, I've got this on lockdown, like I got it. Let's see how he did.
We're talking about the current paradigm of how could you own land? And there are things right now that exist. When you go buy land, you get a deed for the land.
Right.
If you're talking about what would happen in a free society, then there would be competing agencies probably that would issue such deeds.
Which one would
You're
be
asking me to centrally plan liberty, and that's not what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in,
Wait a
Sam,
sec, I want to hear about that other paradigm.
Right. Hold on, Sam. Hold on. Let me finish my thought, and if you keep trying to piss me off, I will disconnect from the call. So you're asking me to centrally plan liberty. I'm not interested in centrally planning liberty. I'm interested in promoting the idea of human freedom.
Okay, so wait a second. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm just trying to figure out.
I think you absolutely did mean to upset me.
No,
I think you absolutely do want to try to push me into a corner to where you can say, see, you don't have the answers of how freedom works. Damn it, Sam. Nobody has all the answers on how freedom works. That's why freedom is so important.
Look, he's passionate, and it's good to be a passionate person.
Damn it, Sam, in this debate, you're trying to push me into a corner and prove I'm wrong.
100%.
Well, that's kind of how it works, right? And you know, freedom, nobody has hell the answers to freedom. No, but nobody's asking for answers to freedom. You said that they should record deeds just like the government records deeds. He was gonna ask you a super simple question about consistency in your argument also, until you lost it about your toaster.
No. But no, I mean, like Sam brings up a good point, right? Which is libertarians want freedom. They want no government interference whatsoever. But if it comes to protecting your property or determining who owns the property, how do you determine that? And he specifically says we'd have agencies. Okay, well, who gets to determine which agency is credible and which agency is not credible? And so he didn't have answers to it and he freaked out, okay?
Yeah, who would determine an agency to record deeds? The government would. It already does that.
Turns out that the government actually does play an important role, even when it comes to the issues that libertarians care about deeply, like personal property.
Damn it, Anna, you can't put freedom or my damn toaster in a corner. You can't do it, and you can't do it by a van out in the river, by the river.
Okay. So I had to show you one more clip from the Sam Seder interview, and then we'll go back to the libertarian debate of 2016. Let's watch the Sam Seder moment.
Well, I mean, I think if you don't pay your taxes to our government, they'll ultimately put you in jail.
No, I'm asking you, Sam, what do you think should happen? Not what does happen, because we know what does happen. What do you think? I want you to say it. I want you to say that I belong in jail because I don't pay taxes.
If you don't pay taxes to the US government, ultimately, I think you belong in jail.
Thank you for saying that, Sam. You're a horrible, despicable person. Thank you for having me on your show.
Daryl? Daryl?
All of a sudden, I look like a mental health heavyweight.
That was Michael Brooks at the end.
Okay, he admits a federal crime live, okay? And then he says, should I go to jail for that crime? And seems like, yeah, because we all pay our taxes. Why should you be the only one who doesn't pay his taxes,
but
right?
My favorite thing is he thought it was like a gotcha.
Yeah.
He's like, I want you to say it.
And Sam's like, okay, so if I take someone and I slit their throats open and they're dead, you want me to go to jail? Say it, say it. Yeah, I would want you to go to jail. I knew it! And then he thought like he hung up triumphantly and went back to the toaster. Which, by the way, no one could stop him from toasting.
No,
Okay.
no
one, not even the government.
That
Okay,
would be
don't
the
you
final
try.
straw. That would be the final straw.
How funny would it be?
The license to toast.
If we trolled this guy and we knocked on his door, which by the way, definitely don't do it.
I'm a little scared of him.
No, of course, are you kidding me? You knock on his door. I don't know. Anyway, don't do it. I'm just joking, okay? But you knock on his door and you're like, he's like, what is it?
Do not knock on his door.
I know, don't do any of this. He's like, what is it? You're like, we came to inspect your toaster.
Oh God, no.
Dude, nobody cares about your toaster, okay? The government is supposed to protect us. It has many jobs, but that is a core part of the job.
That's the only job at the end of the day.
So, but as far as we know, your toaster is not a moral danger to anyone. So, but they have trouble making easy distinctions. The problem with libertarians is they think the world is black and white.
Yeah, that is the problem. Yes.
And but the reality is the world is very gray and filled with nuance. And that's why it's a kind of a simplistic way of thinking about things. But to be fair, he did make one great point that Steven Crowder and Jimmy Dore were right. Don't debate Sam Seder.
Oh, I mean, Jimmy Dore runs from Sam Seder like his
totally.
life depends on it.
But Dore made that mistake once. He got punished for it intellectually and has never made that mistake again. And apparently Crowder's dad was watching. So maybe Crowder's dad watched this too. He's like, son, call in sick. You gotta get out of there. Do you know what Sam Seder does to toasters?
Okay. Now, one final clip from the 2016 Libertarian presidential debate. Let's watch.
The president has no constitutional authority to regulate drugs. That being said, at the state level, I would support some legislation that would stop children from being allowed to purchase drugs and prosecute anyone who would put a child in danger. Because I do believe the children do need some protection. Yes, we should not be able to sell heroin to a 5-year-old.
There are people in the audience booing him for wanting regulations that prevent the sale of heroin to 5-year-olds. Boo!
He said the government should be able to protect children. They're like, boo, get him off the stage. What's the matter with this guy? Government protecting 5-year-olds. No, you get the heroin, but right there, the 5-year-old. Boo! Okay, I vote for the other guy's toaster. Okay, by the way, that same guy who got booed, he was also against driver's license, if you remember, in the beginning, right?
Yeah, he's against driver's licenses.
Hell no!
You know that I mean, it was like a lifetime ago, but I've debated him. I was invited to debate him. What was his name again? Austin Peterson is his name. Yep.
Man, I don't know what happened to the Petersons. They got to rescue that name. Anyways. And Gary Johnson's been on TYT, and he was on TYT during the 2016 elections, because for legitimate candidates of any party, we give them a fair shot on TYT. And we actually had a fairly amiable conversation, and I did not boo him for driver's licenses or toasters or anything. We were fair, but I wish I didn't see that at the time. If I'd seen that at the time, that's just one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So great credit to the Twitter account that's sending those out.
Crazy ass moments in American politics. It's full of great moments in American politics.
Oh, it's just another. I mean, tons and tons of them, but one where Bernard Shaw, who is the lead CNN anchor at the time, starts a debate by saying to Michael Dukakis, now, if your wife was raped and killed, would you still be against the death penalty? Like, what are we doing? Like in the middle of a presidential debate.
In the beginning, it was the opening question.
Yeah. Now, thank you for joining us. And now, Governor Dukakis, if your wife was gangbanged and you were cucked, how would you respond to the cucking? What are we doing? Wait, is this a presidential debate? What the hell's going on?
It was crazy.
That was pre-Trump.
Yep.
And they thought that was a perfectly legitimate question.
Yeah, it was crazy. By the way, he handled that question really well and explained why he's against the death penalty.
I actually thought he handled it really poorly, and now we're getting on a tangent. But
yeah, let's not do the tangent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, all right. We gotta go and take care of our toasters.
We do. Before the license to toast comes out, we don't want to.
Yeah, you gotta get your toast again. You never know when the government's gonna make you drink coffee, take away your toaster, okay? Make you pay taxes.
You don't have the answers of how freedom works.
But if you're advocating for like freedom as a libertarian candidate, shouldn't you have the answers for how freedom works? Okay. Well, folks, some folks are unstable. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And that was like before the madness began, and then Trump.
Yeah, the Trump madness in 2016 like absorbed a lot of our attention that we missed the banger that we shared with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that used to be crazy. Now that's like, oh, look at these, nostalgic for a time when.
So endearing.
Yeah, when crazy was just like an outlier. When it was
on
a
the
fun
fringe.
little distraction.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.